Hello all, just a quick little message here. I have been doing some wire research. I can't get the wire that I normally use, which is from Shipwreck Beads, so I went on a mission to see what I could find and what was out there and what was least expensive. I've been using this Wire Elements, and I got it's from Beadsmith, and I got it from Amazon, and it works fine. 24 gauge, that's what I've been using. I had never tried their 26 gauge, but I did get some of that to work with. I'm sure it will be fine. But I want to tell you that this Wire Elements, it was $8.99 per spool, and it came out to like 30 cents a yard, for the 24, and 26 cents a yard for the 26. You can get wire more affordable. I'm not going to say it's pricey. I would never pay over 30 cents for a spool of wire. Now I have here, but I'm not going to in the future. As you can see, I gave Wire Elements a 3-star. I don't know if you can see that on my little piece of paper, but I did. But it is stiff. You can twist it, but it holds its shape really well. So if you're using stones that are heavy, or you want to glue stones or things on a tree, this is perfect. I would go with this. Artistic wire, I love. I love it because you can get fun colors. I mean, my gosh, look at this. This is burgundy. I got burgundy wire, so I'm going to have fun with that. I had bought it in these little spools like this, and this was fine. But it is expensive. $7.99 for 24 gauge, and you only get 20 yards of it. So one of these would not make one of my trees. I would have to have 2 of these. So that's getting up there. That's, you're looking at $16 just in wire for a tree. So that's kind of pricey. So it came in at 40 cents a yard. That's over my budget. I could go with a 26 gauge. 26 gauge was also $7.99 for the spool, but you got 30 yards, so that would be perfect for a tree. So that one came in at 27 cents a yard. But I know you can probably get it cheaper. Do not get it from Michael's. Oh my gosh, it came out to 70 cents a yard to get it from Michael's. Yeah. But if you are in a rush, go to Hobby Lobby. They have wire. And it's this wire. It is this exact same wire. Wire Elements by Beadsmith. They call it something different. It's called On a Wire. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. But it's the exact same thing. If you look at this, you can see that label. Wire Elements, Beadsmith. And it was cheap. Oh my gosh. This cost me $8.99 a spool. I saw today, when I was at Hobby Lobby, $5.49 a spool. I didn't need any more, but $5.49 for the same wire, 24 gauge. I couldn't believe it. So yeah. So Hobby Lobby, place to go. All right. So for some of this other stuff, Hobby Worker, I found it on Amazon. It's wonderful to work with. I like the colors. It's pink. They had pink and purple. They did not have the standard gold, silver, copper for some reason in this, but it's very easy to work with. And I love the pink. So yeah, that's what I've been working with, was the pink. And since I like pink, I went ahead and got this. This I got from Temu. I don't know. There's probably not a lot of you that order from Temu. We order things every once in a while, but they had this 24 gauge. It was 25 yards for this spool. And it was cheap. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it came out to 14 cents a yard. So this spool was only $3.41. So definitely affordable to go with that. So just watch the sizing on Temu or some of those foreign sites, and watch how many you get, because it said 23 meters. I didn't know what 23 meters was. I had to convert it. So yeah. Another good wire to get, and this is the one I'm going to be switching over to, is the Binacrete, and I'm going to be switching over to these big spools like this. Yeah. So this is 87 yards of 24 gauge wire. This bad boy came in at, let's see, 14 cents a yard for this big spool of wire. You can get it in smaller ones. See here, I got the copper color in the 26. And this, whatever this is, it's kind of pretty. Antique bronze in the 24. Okay, so in the smaller little things, it would be plenty for a tree. This is 33 yards. It came out at 28 cents a yard. That's fine. That's right in the ballpark, and it's very easy to work with. Much easier than the wire elements, but it's comparable to the artistic wire. The 26, wonderful to work with. That one came in in this size, 17 cents a yard. But if I was to have gotten the 26 gauge in this, I would have gotten a whopping 131 yards. That's 3 cents a yard. Yeah, I think I know where I'm going to be going next for my gold and silver wire. They did not have it in the big spools in the pretty colors. They just had gold, silver, copper. So, yeah. But this is copper that's permanently colored wire. All of these say they're permanently colored. If you use rough tools, and I'm going to say rough tools, buy pliers that have teeth. You can see that this plier has teeth inside to grip, and when you're twisting, you're going to rub any of them off. Unless it's copper, bare copper, just copper. And you can get just bare copper if you want to from Rio Grande, like this. Comes, in a pound, 16 ounces. Don't ask me how much is on here. I have no idea, but it'll last you quite a long time. But if you just want copper wire, that's Rio Grande, the place to go for that one. But because I wanted pretty colors, I wanted to try some other options here. I do have some more wire coming in from Temu that was dirt cheap, and it's more of this Hobby Worker, which I got from Amazon, amazingly. And it was a little bit cheaper, so cheaper than this even. And I didn't think that this was all that bad. The Hobby Worker came in at 20 cents for 20 yards. Oh, sorry, wrong. Hobby Worker, 90 yards. So there's 3. You get 3 of these from Amazon. This is the pink, and I've already used one spool. I think they had purple out there. This is the 26 gauge, 90 yards. Came in at 18 cents a yard. So that's pretty good. Temu for 20 yards of the 24 gauge was 20 cents. And the 26 gauge was 13 cents. So definitely worth it if you purchase from Temu. Just watch your sizes. And be sure to zoom in if you can. Because this one says 30 yards, but I'm not sure what the label looked like on the ones from Temu. I haven't gotten them in yet. So, but the millimeter is 0.4 for 26 gauge, and your millimeter is going to be 0.5 for 24 gauge. A lot of it, these companies, they are posting it in millimeters. So remember, 0.4 is 26 gauge, 0.5 is 24 gauge. Those are the standard wires that I buy most often. I'll put a little recap out there on Facebook or wherever I post this, and to let you know where to find the wires. I would say go to Amazon. That's where I've gone to get most of this. And zebra wire, we won't even talk about zebra wire. That stuff is just, no, don't buy there. Don't buy it. You can buy it cheaper than what I did at Amazon. These spools, $11.99 for a spool of wire, 60 cents a yard. Yeah, don't waste your money there. The 24 gauge especially, it's stiff. It's hard to work with. The 26 gauge was fine. I did do one of these little things here. It's this one. It's a little bit stiffer. So I did the Benecrete in the 26 gauge and a little wire leaf branch, and I tried the zebra wire, and the zebra wire did fine. As you can see, it did fine. So it is a little bit stiffer in the 26 gauge. So if you're going to use zebra wire, use the 26 gauge. But I did see a lot of comments on it also that the coating comes off. I don't know. Haven't used it for a whole tree, so I can't speak to that. But just watch that what you're buying is, what you want. So coated wire is just that. It's coated. And that coating can come off if you're using sharp implements, like pliers that are sharp. So that's my little thing here about wire. If you've got a wire that you use that you love, please tell me about it. Like I said, I can't get my wire from Shipwreck anymore, which is, irritating the heck out of me, because it was perfect. I thought it was going to be this from the Beadsmith, very similar, but it's Beadsmith is a little bit stiffer wire. It's fine. It works. And I'll use it. I'll use all these wires. I'm not going to let them go to waste. Even the zebra wire, which I don't really like. So I'll use it. Bead Landing. Oh, did I talk about Bead Landing? Bead Landing comes from Michaels. Stiff wire. You can work with it in a pinch, sure. But it's very stiff. This is bead landing. It's very stiff. I only had the 24. I didn't buy any 26 in it. But it actually came out to not a bad price. It's $9.99 and you get 4 spools. 4 spools that look like this in different colors, and each spool is 24 yards. So it's okay to go that route. It's like 10 cents a yard for the bead landing. It's just hard to work with. So if you're not used to working with wire, don't use it. Go to Artistic Wire, something like that, or the Binacrete. Those are so much easier to work with. So that's my little thing about wire, and hope that helped anybody that had questions about where to buy wire, what size to get. Standard, I use 24 gauge. I use 26 gauge for a lot of other things, like willow trees and things of that nature. I use a lot of 28. This is 28 gauge right here that I'm using. It's hard to see, but it's 28 gauge for these little bitty beads. So that's what this is, 28. It's hard to work with, tiny. I don't recommend it unless you have worked with wire before, because it's very tedious to work with something that small for a long period of time. So leave me questions if you have any, and I will try to find the answer if I don't know it. So hope you guys are having a good evening. Bye.